Oh, it's worse than that, Jonathan. I think if every coal mine isn't instantly approved, we'll all live in caves and read by candlelight. I mean, the degree of exaggeration from these people just can't be overstated. Look, let me start. Is someone able to pull up a website while I'm talking? Because I've got a great add-on to David's point. If you could just Google Hector the coal lump. That'll be a nice backdrop while I'm talking. Hector, lump of coal. Just Google that, it'll pop up. Okay, in a democracy, I think power is the ability to talk crap and get away with it. In other countries, power is the ability to, use coercive physical force. We don't usually use that in Australia, but in a democracy, where we hold people accountable for what they do and what they say. The way we do that is through inquisition, through questioning, and power is the ability to talk crap and get away with it. And nobody talks more crap than the mining industry. Now, if you just click on Hector's Fun Zone will do, yeah, just have a look. You want to talk logo, you want to talk propaganda, there's Hector the lump of coal. There's colouring books for your kids, you name it. There's soft toys, we've got them in the office. So let's look at the crap that the mining industry talks. And I'm sorry to swear, but what else could you call it? So from climate denial, which they've funded for many years, clean coal, it's just around the corner, 5 more years I think, and we should be there. Been hearing that since the early 90s. Outrageous, which I'll come to in a minute, claims about the amount of tax they pay, the amount of people they employ, the subsidies they don't receive, like it's just a non-stop flood of crap. Now when I say crap, I mean demonstrably untrue, entirely simply contradicted by official statistics released weekly, monthly, quarterly, all available to journalists, to politicians, to the public. It's all sitting there. Yet to confront, this power is such that even to confront the mining industry with a question like, is it true that you don't really pay tax? Is it true that you actually don't employ many people? It's an insult. It is such an insult it doesn't warrant a response. Indeed, to the extent that it warrants a response, the response comes from third-party patsies, either in the media or from senior political figures or other people who instantly come to the defence of the mining industry who need not speak. Paddy's spot on. You do not hear from these people. You hear from the patsies at the Minerals Council. You hear from the patsies whose job it is to just shill for these people. But these people are so powerful that they don't need to speak. And in turn, they do not need to answer questions. So let's have a quick look at some crap. And, I was very pleased to work with the good people of Warkworth, where Rio Tinto claimed, or their economic consultants initially claimed, that were their expansion to this mine go ahead, it would create 44,000 jobs. There's 500,000 people in the Hunter Valley, and this expansion of a mine was going to create 44,000 jobs. Let me be clear, the Department of Planning accepted that. Let me be clear, the media accepted that. The political class accepted that. Nobody disputed that the mine would create 44,000 jobs. However, the one thing about courts is that lying to judges is still a crime. And the minute we went to court, everybody dropped the claims. Now, I was asked, the Australia Institute was asked, well, how many jobs do you think it will create? My honest answer was, I don't know, but I think about 0. So let's be clear, they started with 44,000, we went with 0. And you know who won? We did. Because it was actually examined in a court where judges have power to demand their questions are answered. It is an insult to ask the mining industry these questions in the community at large. It is not an insult to ask it in court. And in subsequent court cases, the mining industry in court, under oath, no longer makes claims about job creation. In the Ashton mine, after they lost Warkworth, in the Ashton mine, they actually pulled their ridiculous claims. And their opening statement was, we agree with Dr Dennis, this mine won't create jobs. I can give you the transcript, send me an email. They went on to say, oh, it'll create lots of income and it'll be good. They said it wouldn't create any jobs because lying to a judge is a crime. Lying to the media is no crime. Lying to politicians is no crime. Just quickly, taxes, we all know that the government, we couldn't have schools and hospitals without the taxes paid by the miners. The Queensland government gets more revenue from car registrations than it does from coal royalties. I shit you not. Okay? Queensland, more revenue from car registrations. So the ability to talk crap and get away with it is proof of the corrosive influence, I would argue, that the mining industry has on our democratic institutions. Because our political class, the media, the community as a whole just accept these ridiculous assertions. Let me read you a quote. You'll never guess who said it. Contrary to many misperceptions, mining is actually a relatively small industry in New South Wales, responsible for only 2.5% of gross state product. In 2005, there were 58 mines, and in 2012, there are 61, a net increase of only 3 mines in 7 years. Stephen Galilee, head of the New South Wales Minerals Council. It's a small industry. According to Stephen Galilee, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics. It's enormously profitable, but do not confuse its profitability with its economic influence. More people work in the arts industry than work in coal mining. Okay, but if the public believes, indeed if the environment movement, which I think does believe that it's up against these big employers all the time, we play into the myth. It generates enormous profits, it generates enormous emissions, it does not generate huge numbers of jobs. Indeed, it destroys jobs. We know this in manufacturing and tourism and agriculture. In court, again, send me an email, I'll send you the transcripts. In court, they concede this. The economic impact statement for Clive Palmer's Megamind said that if the mine went ahead, it would destroy 2,000 jobs in manufacturing. Here's modelling, quote, in support of the mine. This is all hidden in full view. But these institutions are so powerful that to actually confront them with simple truth is an insult, and their political and media patsies will defend them well before the industry itself. Let me wrap up. This is a global issue. These are global companies, as Paddy said. It is arrogant for the Australian environment movement to think that we can win this fight here in Australia. This is not an Australian issue. These are not Australian companies doing the mining. This is not Australian people buying the coal. It's not Australian people profiting from it. We're just the people who get our local communities dug up while global companies do global damage. It is arrogant in the extreme to think that we have the power to stop this here in Australia. Yet we do. And similarly, I think, people in America, people in Europe running around thinking they're tackling climate change, when we in Australia, who have a larger share of the coal market than the Saudis have of the oil market, are planning to double our coal exports. Let me be clear, if we succeed in our coal export ambitions, the world will fail in its climate ambitions. One of us is going to lose. And Australians do not have the democratic power to stop this. And we should be calling in international help because this is not an Australian problem and it's not Australian companies doing it. Thank you.